This is an update to some of my previous videos on passports and how to save time and money and headaches. If your travel plans are in the near future, it's important to pay attention to your passport requirements.
YOLO adventure, live your dreams, chase the sunsets, follow streams. One life, one chance, come explore. YOLO adventure, there's so much more. Dive in deep, climb up high, touch the stars, reach for the sky.
Travel can be pretty chaotic, and if you're not fully prepared, it's even worse. If you're planning to get away within the next year, the last thing you want to find out at the last minute is your passport is invalid, or that you've lost it, or it's damaged. The list goes on and on. So here are 12 passport tips that can help you avoid any big headaches. First of all, check your passport's validity. If you're planning to travel out of the country, find your passport and make sure it's valid. Remember, many countries require that your passport is valid for at least 6 months after your arrival date before they'll grant you entry to the country. It doesn't matter if you're only going for a day. If you don't have at least 6 months validity, you could and probably will be denied entry. Before you have to pay to expedite the process, renew and apply for your passport, and do it now. If you're applying or renewing your passport, don't wait until the last minute. Apply at least 4 to 6 months before your planned travel. According to the State Department, recently it says processing times have now been reduced from the pandemic times. They're now 4 to 6 weeks. If you pay an additional $60, you can get it expedited. But why pay that money? Just do it now. Number 3, find out if you need a visa. I've had countless friends show up at the airport only to be turned away from their flight because they forgot or didn't know that they needed a visa. For Americans, the best place to find out if you need a visa is to log on to the State Department's website, where they provide country-specific information for every country in the world. There you will find out whether you need to apply for a visa or not, and important information on the location of the U.S. Embassy and any consular offices. If I'm going to a foreign country, I always put in my travel documents that I keep with me the name, address, and phone number of the U.S. Embassy or the consulate in the country I'm in, just in case I have a problem. Number 4, save blank passport pages. I can't tell you how important this is. Immigration procedures vary by country, and so do the sites and the sizes of visas and the stamps that are added to your passport. If you look at your existing passport, if you've traveled to a foreign country before, you see that some immigration agents indiscriminately stamp your passport and ruin some pages. Some countries like South Africa require you to have a minimum of 3 visa blank pages before you enter the country. And if you're worried about running out of pages, you can cover blank pages with a little post-it note and say, please don't use these pages. And that will make sure that the immigration agents don't stamp where they shouldn't be. Save your pages now, make sure you check your passport, and make sure you have extra pages. And if not, you'll have to apply for a new passport. In the past, it was possible to get a passport with extra pages, but that is no longer offered by the United States. The other thing you might want to do is consider getting a second passport. If you travel internationally often and don't have time or want the risk of sending your passport away to get a visa, then consider getting a second passport. This will save you time and money on expedited fees, because many countries require them to send them your passport for them to attach the visa if you don't do it in person in their embassy or their consulate. I can't emphasize this enough. Protect your passport. Don't ever put your passport in your back pocket. I still see men and women now carrying their passports or their wallets in their back pockets. That's a huge no-no. First of all, it's easy to get pickpocketed when it's in your back pocket. And secondly, more importantly, it's easier for your things to accidentally fall out. Always carry your money and your valuables in your front pocket, where they're much safer. Keep in mind, an authentic U.S. passport on the black market is worth over $5,000. You wouldn't want to put $4,000 or $5,000 in your back pocket now, would you? Number 7, always look twice. When you travel, always get to the habit of double checking the backseat of a taxi, the seat back pocket of the airplane, or your hotel room for personal items. I can't emphasize this enough. So many people leave their phones, their wallets, their passports, or something behind, and it's a real pain to track them down. I always, when I'm sitting anywhere, whether it's in a restaurant or a taxi, when I stand up, I stop and pause a moment, and I look around the area to make sure that I haven't left anything behind. Again, keeping it safe. Considering your passport is worth so much money in the black market, you really want to protect it. There are numerous ways to do so. If you have a money belt or a jacket with multiple pockets, I have a Scott vest, which you can get on Amazon, which has a lot of pockets that keep things secure. I also don't carry my passport with me if it's not necessary. I leave it in the hotel safe, but I do have a digital picture of the passport, which is both opening pages, the top and the bottom, very clear. And I also have multiple photocopies of the passports, which I keep in my hotel room and any place I keep valuable papers when I'm traveling. So don't carry it around if you don't have to. If you're traveling with multiple people and in a big family where you have 2 adults and 2 or 3 children, one person usually is in charge of all the passports. When multiple stops or international flights, it's a pain in the neck to keep track of whose passport is whose. So what you can do is use colored stickers, and those colored stickers can be for different colors for each of the individuals traveling, so that, you know, red is mom and blue is dad, and then the 3 children are different color coded. You can put the initials on those colored code stickers and on the back of the cover of the passport, and so there's no more fumbling around when you're trying to figure out who belongs to who. Global entry. I emphasize in all my videos that global entry is one of the most important things you can get if you're traveling internationally. It's good for 5 years. It really pays to get global entry because it gives you expedited entrance and processing through the Customs and Border Protection at airports and land borders upon arriving back in the United States. If you have an American Express Platinum card, it will reimburse you for the cost of the fee. The best part is you never have to wait more than a few minutes to go from plane to airport exit in the past. The biggest delay then would be waiting for your luggage. If you're a carry-on, the best part is that you never get clogged up in the U.S. and you can get through customs and immigration very quickly. The other thing is that because you're not going through an agent, immigration agent, U.S. Customs agent, they aren't stamping your passport, and then you aren't using up valuable pages, as I spoke about earlier. As an aside, if you travel through and from Canada, very often it's probably even a better deal to get a program called NEXUS. It's basically the same thing as global entry, except for Canada. It includes global entry and your TSA pre-check. The cost is $50 for 5 years. The downside is that you need to have a face-to-face appointment in Canada or one of their enrollment centers near the Canadian border, like Seattle and Niagara Falls, to be able to apply for this. Use an expediter. If you need your passport right away and don't want to deal with waiting lines and you can afford it, then use an expediter. There are plenty of companies to choose from, and I have never used them because I planned early, but if you're tight on time, an expediter can help. So those are my 12 tips to save you money and headaches, and let me know if you agree or disagree. Make some comments below, and have a safe and fun journey.
YOLO Adventure.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, hit that notification bell, and give us a thumbs up. And we'll see you in the next video.
YOLO Adventure, there's so much more.